Love. We were born in this world with obstacles. All of us have different obstacles, but what makes us all the same? Emotions, feelings, experiences, friendships, family. We all battle with these thoughts in our head, the simple choices in life, as well as the big choices in life. As we grow, we learn and keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. Some of us learn fast. Some are late bloomers. Even the fast learners have just as much trouble with this life thing as the late bloomers, even if they don't want to admit it. Adults are like children that know just enough to be able to call you a child. Adults don't want to admit that they are scared for their children out here. The technology is getting so advanced now, it's almost like the children are learning so much faster and the parents can't keep up. So the kids already feel like adults at an early age. Most times the parents has to work so much just to keep a roof over their head, and the kid has to look towards his or her friends or boyfriend or girlfriend for love, because there was no love spread at home. We be so stressed out over the news, bills, deaths, COVID, he say, she say, and this and that. I could see how love wouldn't be in your heart. They say love is hard to come by. Tough love. Love is the main ingredient that would end all this madness. God put love in our hearts from the beginning, and it's our job to spread it. I think personally, that's what God would very much like for us to do. I know y'all are thinking, what about racism? What about it? Realize as a human race from the outside looking in, they have us arguing about skin color. Then you have to ask the question, who invented all these colors anyway? There's multiple distractions in the universe that keeps us from seeing the truth all the time. You're not dumb. Your self-awareness and inner awareness grows with time, patience, and practice. There's a lot of unlearning we have to do as humans. New teachings as well. The school system is trash. They're not teaching humans how we all could be leaders and put our minds together to make a better, stable, comfortable society. Money is the root of all evil. With money comes power. With power comes respect. That's what we live in currently. Nobody wants to talk about the ego that carries with that though. It's usually not humble. You can buy love with money, friends, cars, clothes, even family. Sadder part about that is, it's not natural. It's not real love. Love is unconditional. And unconditional love takes strength, power, and a certain type of power that money cannot give you. God is love. See, I know it feels hard to love others when you battle with loving yourself. Love who you are right now. Love every experience you have had, good or bad, because it led you to now. Now is the best time in the world. You don't need a clock for now. Now is your heart telling you to be happy. You can choose to be happy. Don't let your traumas and past thoughts and future anxieties take control of your emotions. Social media, reality, and the future plays big roles in our brains. We see how we think life should be on our phones, looking at our favorite celebs and how they are getting money, and it's inspiring, of course, but we totally forgot that we never seen them in real life because we are already so invested in that artist, not knowing they would rather be in our shoes for a couple of days instead of cameras in their face and people judging them, posting fake blogs about them. Wherever you at in life, that's where you're supposed to be. There's something there for you to learn. God never stops teaching. Just be aware of the signs. Look up sometimes. Your phone can't be that important. It's hard to keep your head up through life if you're always looking down into your phone. There's nothing wrong with some of the things we do. We just overindulge in the things that make us feel good, and that's not good neither. Sometimes we do abuse the things that make us feel good to learn later those same things give you moment happiness. Happiness for the moment. That usually comes from a place where humans have thought of life as horrible, meaningless, stupid, from some type of conditioning from home, school, social media, relationships, friends, family. All of us suffer from something that we either suppress for long periods of time and haven't told anybody about those feelings. Most men do this. It's not healthy for us not to express ourselves and say what's in our hearts. Everyone has something to offer to the table. The problem is, everybody wants their own table. The whole world wants their own table. Remember when we used to fight for the front of the line? Who doesn't want to be in the first? Who doesn't want to be in the front of the line? Who doesn't want to be first? Nobody told us there's no such thing as first in the so-called real world. Nobody. We had to make every day our own first place. You are a first place trophy. Treat your everyday like you are in first place. No such thing as last. Just like your past, there's only now, because you're not exactly sure what's next up in your future. Let me say that one more time. No such thing as last. Just like your past, there's only now, because you're not exactly sure what's next up in your future. You have an idea, maybe, but you never know for sure. So why beat yourself up about yourself? You are you, and don't let technology tell you otherwise. Likes, comments, views, that doesn't validate your value. You validate your value and keep it humble. There's a difference. Love, self-awareness, and knowledge are the main keys that can move things into a different light. I don't know everything, still learning myself. We all have a brain that generates while your body is unconscious, and which leads to dreaming. That doesn't really amaze people until you realize you can do that eyes open, eyes closed, and while you were asleep. We do that every day. All of us have dreams, but we let the world amongst us say no. It's like a generational domino effect with all our families. Somebody said no to their dreams. Not saying all, but some families didn't have the knowledge or was in the right location for their dreams. So they gave in to the society that was around them. We all have choices. Just be self-aware of your choices. And does that choice resonate with your heart? We know right from wrong. And a lot of us have perspectives for what is right and what's wrong. Because we did wrong things for the right reasons. And we did things that we felt was right, but ended up being wrong in the end. Learn to not feel guilty or hold on to regret. Those experiences was learning processes to make you a smarter, stronger, more positive, humble being. God doesn't give you experiences to break you. He gives you the most crazy experiences so you can learn the lesson from that and apply that positive message somewhere in our lives. All of us struggle either physically, mentally, or emotionally. But with love, we can heal and support each other and give each other insights and knowledge on different languages, different foods, smarter living, healthier living. We can't stay in our boxes and not transfer our positive energy into the world. They got y'all scared to hug each other in a time like this where I feel like every single person needs a hug right now. Before I go, I just want to say go deeper. Do your research. If you feel something ain't right, do your research. Look up the history behind it, the setup behind, the control behind. There's always something for us to discover so we can move further with positive knowledge and spread it. Yes, there will be people that don't give a shit about positive and wants to be left alone, an emotional wreck, and confused, wondering why good things aren't happening to them, looking to destroy others and others' happiness. Ego and selfishness destroys everything. It makes us divide instead of coming together. Thinking somebody owe you some shit, when in reality we owe everything to God for Him putting us here. The devil gives us distractions mentally, physically, and emotionally. That's the balance. Once we analyze those distractions and thought patterns, we will be able to understand them and learn them. Learning that there is something distracting us from staying peaceful and happy. Responding with negative energy leads to more negative energy. Exactly what the devil wants, of course. And you can see that in our world today. Just pay close attention. It's a lot to take in once your eyes are open. Don't have fear. Don't be sad. Don't be angry. You know how they say, what would Jesus do? That's something we all should take with us in everyday life. So we should ask ourselves, what would Jesus do? We were made in the image of Him, right? So that means we're able to tap into the same powers as He and move as He would. Calm, peaceful, unbothered, not fearing any situation that pops up in everyday life as we transfer any negative situations to positive, just using the kindness and the love in our souls. Just take a step back out of yourself in any situation, big or small. Analyze, realize God brought the situation to you, and you can either choose positive or you can choose negative. If you are aware of your thoughts, your heart will speak, and usually 99.9% of the time, your heart is right, because in your heart there is love, and no one can take that from you unless you let the outside world around you mold you into some cold-hearted, selfish beast that nobody wants to be around unless you have some money, cars, clothes, hoes. We are all waking up at different levels. Life is growth. Life is knowledge. Life is love. Life is unconditional. Don't let the hardships of life control you to live in hatred. Instead, bring love to the table. Remember when I said we all have something to offer to the table? That offer is love, and we all have it inside of us, and it is waiting to be released at any moment. Don't suppress your love because you're scared of others. That's not your concern. Just be you and smile, and everything will change around you. Using our gift from God can move mountains. Instead of moving the mountains, we try to climb them, conquer them. With all our willpower as spiritual beings, we can move mountains together. With our faith and belief, we can move mountains. You can move mountains. And if you're listening to this and you made it to the end, I love you. Stay blessed.